You know what interesting in this sport? Even if you're 28 and old, 12 and old in UFC, you're one of the biggest stars, you smash everybody. People gonna talk about you have to fight with him, you have to fight with him, you have to fight with him. Give me just respect. Put me on #1 pound for pound fight next week, and because I think I deserve this, because I dominate, you know, with all my opponents. I'm undefeated, you know, and I think I deserve some respect.
When Khabib Nurmagomedov demolished Conor McGregor, the world finally realized what an incredible talent the Dagestani fighter is. It became abundantly clear that MMA has never seen a grappler so dominant and able to enforce their game as the undefeated Eagle. But it looks as though that recognition came too late, because now the Eagle wants to retire in 2 fights. That means he has to make these last outings count to really cement his legacy. First in line is the interim champ Justin Gaethje, a man no one wants to fight. Not deep down, because win, lose, or draw, a fight with Gaethje means pain. The former WSOF champ with 5 defenses joined the UFC in 2017. Since then, he's had 7 fights, all with top 10 opponents, and he's won 9 post-fight bonuses. That's right, he's taken home at least 1 bonus in every UFC fight. There's never been anyone like him. Khabib has never fought anyone as good at stopping takedowns and getting back up, and he's never fought anyone who hits as often and hard. Stylistically, Gaethje is about as dangerous an opponent as Khabib has ever faced. But he's just the first hurdle Khabib has to overcome if he wants to retire on 30-0. If he wins, he's still got 1 more fight, and it will be a huge event no matter who he faces. If the UFC president Dana White gets his way, Khabib will take a rematch with the former champ and current #4 contender, Conor McGregor. And that's the fight McGregor wants too.
Got very personal with that man and his team, and look, it is what it is. I make no promises. Then I am who I am, and it is what it is. So I'll certainly be focused on the skill sets. You know what I mean? We have a particular skill set, myself and that man. You know, he holds onto the legs, and I come for it. So I'll be excited to get that one back.
Financially, it's a no-brainer. Conor makes more money for the UFC and his opponents than any fighter in MMA history, bar none, thanks to pay-per-view numbers alone. It's a win-win-win situation for everyone involved. The first time they fought, there were fireworks before, during, and after the fight. And it got ugly on multiple occasions, to the point where an all-out brawl started outside the cage after Khabib had already won.
I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage, What about he talk about my religion, he talk about my country, he talk about my father. He come to Brooklyn and he broke bus, he almost killed couple people. What about this? This is respect sport, This is not trash talking sport. This is respect. So like I told you before, guys, I wanna change this game. I don't wanna people talk about like opponents, talk about his father, like religion. You cannot talk about religion, you cannot talk about nation, guys, you cannot talk about this stuff. And this is, for me, is very important.
Thanks to all the animosity, Khabib versus Conor was a huge boon, but for Khabib in particular. It's the reason he's now a huge star, and a rematch in Khabib's retirement bout would be even bigger. But Khabib means what he says, and he does not care for Conor McGregor at all.
Last 3 years, he have only 1 victory in amateur boxing, How he deserve rematch, Like, he tough. He begged me, please, don't kill me,
Like a real fighter should, Khabib wants to defend his title against people who have earned it, and there's only a handful of lightweights left in that category. The #1 contender is the interim champ Gaethje, who he fights next. The #2 is the former interim champ Dustin Poirier, who he beat in his last fight. And that brings us to the #3, Tony Ferguson, the former interim champ, the man who Khabib should fight.
Nobody wants to be trapped inside that cage with me. They don't want to get cut by my elbows. They don't want to get hit by any of my kicks, and they don't want their conditioning checked by me. I'm a different animal than these guys. They want to be animals inside there. I'm the dog catcher, guys.
Having won 12 of his last 13 bouts and having held the interim title, Ferguson is clearly the next guy in line, and his hectic improv style could cause the Russian real problems. The thing is, it's the fight we've all wanted for a long time, and it's the fight we should have already seen 5 times. Khabib pulled out of their 2015 bout with a rib injury. Ferguson pulled out of their 2016 bout with a lung issue. Khabib developed kidney problems in 2017. In 2018, Ferguson tore his knee ligament, and the coronavirus pandemic spoiled the 2020 party. So we're still waiting for that fight.
Khabib and I deserve to fight. We need to fight for the 5th time. We need to try this out again. He is the champ. I was the intern champ. I'm still the champ.
To be honest, all of these fights are outstanding, but the Eagle has someone else in mind, and it's a bit of a letdown. UFC welterweight legend George St-Pierre in a fight for legacy. A 2-time welterweight champ, a 1-time middleweight champ, a 2020 Hall of Fame inductee, and he has the 2nd most wins in title fights and the 2nd longest combined title reign in UFC history. GSP is GOAT level good, but is this the fight Khabib really wants to go out on? Firstly, St-Pierre is a retired welterweight who last fought at middleweight.
Yes, he's big. He's a little bit bigger than me because I meet him a lot, and I know he's not small guy, but he talk about like 180, 185, but no, I am 180, 185, but he's a little bit bigger than me.
Khabib shouldn't have trouble coming up a division, seeing as he has always had trouble making the lightweight limit. But the real issue is that GSP has only fought once, I repeat, just once in 7 years. Can anyone honestly call that a legacy fight? The good news is Dana White has already denied Khabib a GSP fight before. Perhaps GSP's inactivity and drop in star power is to blame for that, and with any luck, White will say no again. But in the end, this is going to come down to Khabib and Khabib only. So if he can get through Gaethje, we'll reconvene and see what's next for the greatest lightweight in UFC history.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.